Hello everyone, this is Witch of the Wizard, back again for your Twin Flame, the Twin Within energy report for the week of September 23rd to September 29th. Okay, sorry for my absence, basically for almost all of September. I was out of town for the Labor Day weekend, and then I had a bunch of stuff come up, and kind of was in one of those things where I was processing a lot of stuff, processing a lot of energy and whatnot, and just kind of didn't feel up to pulling the cards. But I apologize because the more I think about that, it's kind of like, the whole. And I hear that from a lot of people who do card readings or energy reports and things like that. Every once in a while, they'll just say, I was feeling the energy, and I wasn't able to do my cards and whatnot, and I kind of just, when I am saying that, it feels like a cop-out. So I think that's the last time I'm going to let that happen. At any rate, welcome back, and I'm going to dive right into it. Again, these are basically, the idea of this card pull is that I pull one card for the feminine energies, one card for the masculine energies, and an oracle card to tie everything together, with the understanding that every single person, whether you're male or female, whether you have a masculine personality or a feminine personality, that these energies are within all of us. We all have masculine energies inside of us. We all have feminine energies inside of us. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So the card that I pulled for the feminine energies for this week is the Two of Swords reversed. Oh boy, don't we like that. So the Two of Swords reversed. My take on the Two of Swords, swords, it's all about thoughts, the mind, discernment. And the Two of Swords, the way I read it, and I know other people read it in other ways, but the way I read it is that the Two of Swords, right side up, it's kind of like blind justice. Right, so you have the person there, she's blindfolded, she's holding two swords, she's going to make a decision. So the blindfold is like blind justice in that you're really not letting your personal feelings get in the way, which is different from intuition. Right? Intuition and your emotions are different. You're not letting your emotions and your personal feeling get in the way. Instead, you're kind of just like saying, give me the data, give me the facts, give me the raw info, and I'll make a decision based on that, using your discernment. And in fact, as you can see, there's the crescent moon above her, which I believe indicates that because it's almost completely out of sight, the moon, that is, it's almost a complete new moon. And the moon represents emotions, that it's basically saying being able to make a decision outside of your emotional state, right? And so when we have the Two of Swords in reverse, well, that's saying that you're not actually doing that. You're in an emotional state. You can't separate your emotions from the facts of the decision that you're trying to make. And so you're being blocked or confused or confounded. Constricted in your ability to make a decision about something that you're very emotional about. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional. Absolutely nothing wrong with being emotional. There's nothing wrong with being emotional about something for which you need to make a decision. But what's always good to do in this kind of situation is to get out a piece of paper and just kind of write down the pros and cons. And when you have all of those pros and cons written down on a list, it's easier for you to sort through that data and kind of see, separate from your feelings about what's going on, what the clear path might be. So that's what I recommend. If you're really struggling with the decision, get the paper out. I know everybody says this, but it works. Everybody says it because it works. Get the paper out, write the pros down, write the cons down, and really sort through that very analytically. Allow your emotions to come up. That's fine. and don't try to stuff them down or hide from them or pretend like they don't exist. Acknowledge your feelings about this thing, but also really get clear about the facts of the situation. So that's the feminine energies. And the masculine energies, boy, we just got a pair this week. It is the World in reverse. So the World card is one of the major arcana. It's, in fact, the very last card in the major arcana. And it's about stepping through a portal into a new world. So one section of your journey in life is over. And it's complete as you step through that portal into the world, right? Normally, this isn't an typical world card, but normally they show somebody literally stepping through a portal, and so it means a completion of a cycle, a completion of a phase of your life, and the way that you complete that is that you let that part of you go. It's kind of like when you go from 5th grade to 6th grade. The next year you don't go back to your 5th grade teacher and your 5th grade classes and all that kind of stuff. No, you leave that behind. You go on to the next phase of your life, which is the next higher grade. New teachers, new classes, or if you graduate from school completely, you leave school behind. You move forward into your next phase of your life, whether that's some kind of job or some other additional training or something like that, right? It's you're leaving the past behind, you're moving forward into the next phase, the next stage, the next part of your journey. So with the World in reverse, it's saying that we're not really making that step forward. We're not taking that step forward. We're hesitating, we're lingering in our current state, that current part of our journey, and we don't quite want it to end, but it's ready to end. It's saying, hey, look, it's time to be done with this and to move on. But we're not wanting to step through. We're not wanting to leave that stage behind, or we're afraid of stepping through into something new that we're unsure of. Right? So, but it's saying that, yeah, it's time. We need to step through. We need to leave the past behind. We need to embrace the future. It's time. That stage is over. We learned whatever it is we needed to learn, and it's just time to go. So that's the masculine energies. So we got quite a pair. And to top it all off, the oracle card that I drew is the Dragon's Lair in reverse. So this is from Colette Baron-Reid's Enchanted Map series. And we got the old Dragon's Lair in reverse. So what does Colette have to say about this? Dragon's Lair, you are always protected and divinely directed. In reverse, red flags shouldn't be ignored. Don't be seduced into learning a lesson that will hurt your heart. Temptation and intrigue abound, but be careful because you can't win this particular challenge. Heed this gentle warning about wanting and longing, and the fantasy of belonging to someone, something, or an identity that has no true substance or longevity. Ignore this alarm and you'll wander in circles near the edge of a dragon's lair. Choose another path, for your treasures lie elsewhere. Okay, so there we have it. Basically, it's warning us, do not ignore the red flags. Right? You have feelings about something, it's basically saying that this is a fantasy and it's throwing up all the red flags, and but you're clinging on to your feelings about this situation instead of looking at the clear indicators that are saying this is no good. Don't choose to go in this direction. And it's saying that that this is not where your treasure lies, that you need to move on, that this, whatever this was, is dead, and gone and in the past, and your treasure lies elsewhere. Go somewhere else, right? And when you go somewhere else, you will find your treasure, right? This is the world card. The world card represents having it all, more or less. And so it's saying, like, leave this behind, go find your treasure elsewhere, because it's not here, whatever this situation is. So, okay, that's it for the week. I hope this reading finds you well. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That helps the channel, and it just makes me feel happy. So, and I like feeling happy. Anyway, have a great week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section. And otherwise, I will see you next weekend. Take care.